Right now, you're taking a live look over I-70 in Columbia, where roads are looking a little clearer after today's snowstorm. Good evening, everyone. I'm Evie Allen.
And I'm Emmy Trippick. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Behind us, you're seeing some video our team took earlier today. Several crashes and slide-offs left roads crowded and dangerous. Missouri State Highway Patrol has reported 15 crashes on their website, but a post on X, they've responded to over 145 service calls and 69 crashes. The fine print is still subject to negotiations in the lower house. Now, the initiative must also be approved by the Senate. Back here in mid-Missouri, Chiefs fans are getting Super Bowl ready. After a big Chiefs win in the AFC Championship game last weekend, local businesses in Columbia started preparing for the Super Bowl. KMUH's Leah Rainwater joins us in studio to tell us what playing in that game means for businesses. Leah.
KOMU8 News starts now.
Tonight, President Joe Biden is delivering his State of the Union address. This is a live look from the U.S. Capitol. We'll bring you the latest updates from Washington, D.C. as the address happens. But first, our weather team is tracking some more rain. Here's a live look at downtown Columbia, where roads are still looking wet after a rainy day. Good evening. I'm Shay Lawson. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's go right over to First Alert weathercaster Thomas Schwendt. Thomas, it seems like we have gotten plenty of rain so far, but how much have we actually gotten?
Well, we've gotten about half an inch there or thereabouts north of I-70.
When America gets knocked down, we get back up.
As we told you earlier in the show, right now, President Biden is delivering his third State of the Union. The annual speech carries extra significance ahead of this year's presidential election. On Tuesday, Biden and former President Donald Trump appeared to lock up their respective parties' nominations, setting them up for a rematch in November.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU8 News starts now.
We're taking a live look at the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, where just under an hour ago, senators passed a bipartisan gun reform bill. The Bipartisan Safer Communities Act aims to combat gun violence in the country. It passed tonight in a 65-33 vote and now heads to the House. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emily Spain. Thanks for joining us tonight. All 50 Democratic members and 15 Republican members voted on the bill, and they said yes. And
I told one of the officers myself if they didn't want to go in there, let me borrow a gun and a vest and I'll go in there myself.
We have new information tonight on the mass shooting in Uvalde that killed 21 people. Texas authorities say the gunman was in the elementary school for over an hour before law enforcement officers killed him. Good evening, I'm Ellie DeBeer. Thanks for joining us. The amount of time that elapsed has parents angry. Those parents are now demanding to know why authorities did not put a stop to the rampage quicker. New video shows parents trying to get into the school and begging officers to go inside.
Starts now.
You're taking a live look outside the U.S. Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. The High Court issued a new ruling today overturning Roe v. Wade. Demonstrators have gathered all day in the wake of today's historic decision. And it's not just the nation's capital. Demonstrations are taking place across the state. Here's a live look at the one in Boone County. That's outside the Boone County Courthouse in Columbia, where dozens of people have been gathering there for the past few hours. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emily Spain.
Starts now.
You're taking a live look over downtown Columbia, where temperatures are hitting around the mid-80s. Good evening. I'm Ellie DeBeer. Thanks so much for joining us. Our Skycam may not be the only camera around downtown in a little bit. City officials met this afternoon to discuss surveillance improvements downtown. KMU8 Sydney Miller is with us in the studio to tell us about that meeting. But first, let's go over to Chief Meteorologist Kenton Jawicki. Kenton, we've been hitting near record-breaking temperatures this week. How hot are we planning on getting? Welcome back. Today, MoDOT held a tour of the construction site at the Missouri River Bridge in Rocheport. Now, KMU8's Rachel Henderson was at the bridge today. Rachel, what can you tell us about the construction's progress?
Yeah, so Ellie, MoDOT began construction in October, but now since then they've been working on the westbound side of construction in that foundation.
Summer is a time to stop and smell the flowers. What park authorities did to combat a different smell at One Columbia Park today.
All right, thanks, Kesley. You're taking a live look over the Columbia Regional Airport right there. There currently aren't any travel delays or cancellations here in mid-Missouri, but many across the country have faced travel troubles. Right now, COU operates 5 flights a day in and out of the airport, and they have direct flights to Chicago and Dallas. And air travel is not the only way that people are getting around this holiday weekend. AAA says it expects more than 700,000 people to take to the road trips in Missouri from today through Monday. KMU 8's Lacey Reeves talked to people passing through mid-Missouri today, and she's live to tell us how they're trying to save money while still making it to their destinations.
I talked to 3 travelers who were driving on Interstate 70 today passing through Missouri. And in Boonville, I saw that gas prices were all the way at $4.47. The drivers I talked to said the high gas prices weren't stopping them from traveling.
The storms that we're expecting later tonight could be bringing some potential issues for all these categories. More details about that coming up.
Show that we have a community here that is loud and proud.
Plus, the Missouri Pride Fest is in full swing this weekend. How you can join in on the fun.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
If you looked outside today, you may have noticed these skies are not looking super friendly. Good evening, everyone. I'm Avery Grosvenor. Thank you for joining us tonight. First Alert meteorologist Andrew Labie joining me now with a look at our weekend forecast. Andrew, so these skies behind us, it's looking kind of scary. Tell us about them.
Yes, so we're expecting some issues to start to develop as we go through the rest of the night, but they're not going to be too severe.
Here's what's happening right now. Today marks 50 years since Columbia's infamous Shakespeare's Pizza shop opened, and the business is going out to celebrate. The festivities here starting at 5. Now, right now, there is a live concert. Here's a live picture at it. It started at 5 this evening, and you can see people out there. There is a live concert right now. They're enjoying that music, and people are enjoying 50 years of pizza at Shakespeare's. We'll tell you